My name is Naomi, and I've been doing runway modeling for about a year now, a good year, yeah. Well, this was my first year doing LA Fashion Week, so yeah. Well, since it was like my first ever LA Fashion Week, because I've always seen it in magazines, YouTube, but like I've never been in it. So being my first, I was a little nervous at the start, honestly, the auditioning process and everything. But as I got to do more auditions and as I got to like be more with the people, the connections and everything, I got more comfortable with myself, with my walk, with being in front of people, cameras, photography, everything. I got more comfortable and I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. I made a lot of friends because I talk a lot. So I'm a really social person. So I got to meet a lot of people, and thanks to actually meeting those people, I got to do more events and more opportunities were opened for me. Like, for example, I did Divinity Fashion, the LA Fashion Week Divinity, and then it went into LA Fashion Closet, and now I'm going to Cannes in France in May. So, you know, every little opportunity, I always try to take advantage of them because it can open doors that are like even bigger. So, but besides that, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun modeling. I had a lot of fun with the clothes, with the designers, with the people. You know, there's always good and bad experiences, but I think you can learn from them always. You can always learn from them. And I try to always keep a open mindset on everything. Any advice that's given to me, I try to, you know, be open about it because it can always, you know, little tweaks can always help. So I had a lot of fun. So besides that, well, some advice was keep your parents close. I heard that a lot backstage because besides them, you know, they pick at me sometimes and, you know, they always are like, hey, Naomi, did you eat? Hey, Naomi, did you do this? But, you know, having that support really helps, really helps, especially because backstage is crazy in LA Fashion Week. It's crazy. You don't know what's going on, you know, so having a friend or having your parents, which is the best, you know, advice I was given was keeping them close. Really, they help you mentally, physically too when you're tired. You know, they help you with your stuff. But besides that, they keep you going. So, you know, having your parents close for sure. Oh, the worst advice? Okay, well, someone told me how to walk once. Yeah, I know. And I think, I know it's my first LA Fashion Week, but, you know, I think I got a pretty good walk going. So when I was told how to walk from, not like a designer, not from, you know, a person that was in charge, from a fellow model, I was kind of, you know, I was a little, because it was told to me in a rude way, but, you know, I took, you know, I listened to them, I saw them walk, you know, they told me, you know, maybe put your foot a little like this, a little like that, but I'm a little stubborn, so I didn't listen. But, you know, I tried to always, you know, keep an open mind. So I took their advice, I listened to them, but I kept my own mind. I would say music while I get ready is so important to me. Like, music in my life is so important. Besides, like, I play guitar and piano, so listening to, you know, music, like, it really relaxes me. It keeps me focused. It keeps me in the mood. It keeps me energetic. It keeps me going. So I would say listen to music even before you start walking. It pumps you up. It gets you in that model mindset. And I love, you know, any type of music, whatever, like, you know, bring your AirPods and put them in. Also, some other tips, always bring a snack. I always bring water, I took this go-go squeeze, like, juice, because I never eat when I'm nervous. So having that in my bag that my mom packed is always, like, handy for me. Make a lot of friends, talk to people. Even if you're, like, really a closed person, talk to people because you never know, like, who is who. So always be nice to people, always be friendly, and just get out there, get yourself out there, because if you don't get yourself out there, you're never going to go anywhere. You're going to be in the same spot as you were 20 years ago. So, I would say, socialize, always be open to, I have friends that are younger than me as well. I have a 12-year-old friend whose name is Sabrina, who I met at a model, at a LA Fashion Week, actually. I have a friend whose name is Skylar, who's younger than me, but, they're all models. And we, connected, and they act. So I also, bring them into the acting world. So, even if they're younger, even if they're older, you never know who they are. So socialize, talk to people, and be friendly, and be kind, because that's the nicest thing you could do. Be kind. It doesn't take anything to be kind to people. Highlight. So recently I did the Divinity LA Fashion Week, and I did a commercial for them. It was kind of like a introduction to the Fashion Week, and it was great. It was my first commercial. So we went to Vintage Cars. We went to Vintage Cars, and we did like a little video with a violinist. It was great. It was so much fun. It was a great experience as well. I learned a lot from it. So it was really fun though. I recently just started, so I know there's going to be those tough moments, but I have to say that all my experiences so far were really positive and learning experiences. And, I know I'm going to encounter that one tough moment, but, I'll get over the obstacle. So, but for now I can say that I'm chilling. I've had only positive experiences. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I can say that my grandma from my mom's side is a model. She was a model. She's still alive, but she was a model. Seeing her portfolio from, I believe it was the 70s, it was really like, she was beautiful. She was a beautiful model, and it really inspired me to keep going. She did print, she did runway, and just keeping that like going, it really is inspiring to me. Besides, Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid, and they're beautiful women, and I kind of want to keep that natural look going, and so my grandma was a big inspiration for me, especially for her natural beauty. She was beautiful. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Shout out to Gigi.
Yes, shout out to Gigi. Oh my goodness, what am I thinking? Well, I could say that the first time I walked down a runway, I completely blacked out. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing. I was just walking. I think I was really focused on not tripping or, not messing up, which made me overthink and made me more nervous actually. So, I got more comfortable, and now I just like listen to the music. I try to like listen to the beat. I try to, remember in my mind, I'm like, Naomi, this is your moment, be that model, strut, do your thing, because everyone's watching you, wear the clothes. So, I just try to keep that focus in my head. Good question. I would say, you be confident. You have to be confident. I think that's the number one, that's my number one advice, for sure, because, you could tell when someone's not confident in their walk or in themselves. So, be confident, even fake it till you make it, be confident even if you're not. And yeah, practice your walk. I would say practice your walk daily, because even if you think it's an easy thing, once you hit that runway and you didn't practice, you're going to be nervous. But if you walk, 5 minutes, 10 minutes with your music, strut down your house, I strut down my living room from the kitchen to my mom's studio. And I feel more comfortable when I'm on that runway, and I don't feel as nervous. So I would say practice for sure. Practice your poses too. Practice your posing, because photographers, like you, love when, you have different ideas, or, you have, you're just different, from everyone. So, get in that mirror, practice some poses, look up some poses. I would definitely say that has helped me on the runway as well. I was proud of myself, honestly, when I first saw the photos back, but, I was really proud because it was my first time doing like a runway, walking a runway. What I do look for in like photos, I guess, I guess it really depends. I don't really pick at myself too much because it's not about me. It's about like what I'm wearing really. So, you know, as long as it like looks good, I guess, you know, but I don't really look at my face too much. I try not to look at my face too much because I'm really picky about myself. So I'm like, Naomi, you know, the clothes look good on you. You look good. Just put it out there, you know. I do. I hope, well, I will continue this. You know, I one day see myself on like a bigger runway. And I know I'll do it, you know, it might take some time, maybe, you never know. So I try to, you know, connections, just talk to people, you know, really get to know people and just do my best on, you know, keeping like photo shoots up and runways up, you know, so I can get maybe scouted or something. But I do hope to, you know, one day be on like the cover of Vogue or something, or Victoria's Secret, you know, runway or something like that. Yeah, that's my end goal. Just be on the cover, you know, keep up the modeling in everywhere, France, Italy, you know, anywhere in the world, because I love to travel as well. So I don't want to limit myself only to LA, but you know, yeah. In my opinion, I think that especially in this generation, we've kind of lost like the natural look and what natural really means. Because I mean, I think that when I go out there or try to get scouted, or, you know, when I see maybe I compare myself to someone else that doesn't look like me, I try to remind myself that it's a good thing that I don't look like that person, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for different faces. They're looking for new faces. They're looking for natural faces. They're looking for everything. So I try not to compare myself too much to other people, because that's not what they're looking for. If I was a copy of Kendall Jenner, you know, they already have a Kendall Jenner. They need a new person, you know, to be a face for a magazine. They need a new person to be on the runway. They need a new person. They don't need another Kendall Jenner. They don't need another Gigi Hadid. We're gonna shout her out again, because they already had one. So I think that, and I think everyone shouldn't compare themselves too much to the models right now. They should look to them as like inspiration, because they got there, so you know you can as well. Hi, Naomi. I know you made it, because you know we know each other. So continue being confident. You're doing great. You know, you were here, and think about where you are now, and think about where you are now. You know, so just keep going. Don't give up. Never give up, because you're doing great. You know, don't think about, you know, what you have in your head. I know you have crazy thoughts right now. Keep going, you know, kill that runway and kill those photo shoots, and, you know, show me a cover of Vogue or something, you know, be on People magazine, being on all the magazines. And, you know, I mean, I'll see you on TV, or you'll see me, you'll rewatch me, and you'll be on TV. So yeah. And good luck. Love you. You can find me at STILLITANONAOMI_. That's Stilatana Naomi _ on Instagram. And follow me. Well, that's why I told you my Instagram. So if you don't follow me, then that sucks for you guys. So follow me.